All right, honors Algebra 2 and Algebra 2, we are back. Little iPad malfunction there. So on page 5 in your 5-1-5-4 game plan, I think we ended with number 5 there. Negative exponent for x moves it south. Here on 6, multiply negative 3 times 4 times negative 2. That gives you 24. Add the exponents for x to the first. Add the exponents for y. You get y to the third. That's it for page 5. Again, this is kind of on your own. Page 6, here's number 10. What we want to do there, going to be a lot more movement here, sorry. 21, clean up what's inside the parenthesis. First, 21 divided by 7 gives you 3. Then, which has the highest exponents for x? The top or the bottom? The bottom does by 6. Which has the highest exponent for y? Top or the bottom? The top does by 8. Again, you are subtracting. Then I'm going to square everything. When I have a power to a power, I multiply those powers. On 11, I'm going to raise everything to the negative seconds. And then it's a little switcheroo there with the bases. X to the second goes south. 5 to the second goes north. 5 to the second is 25. Let's look at 13. 5 times 1 gives you 5. Add the exponents. X to the 6th, y to the 5th, z to the 3rd, over that denominator. 10 divided by 5 gives you 2 down south. The x's cancel. Which has the highest power for y? The top does. Which has the highest power for z? The bottom does. By 4. All right, so I take negative 3. I raise it to the 4th. That's 81. I take... and then I have a powers to powers. So I multiply all the exponents there. X to the negative 12th, the z to the negative 8th. You have negative exponents there, so they go south and become positive exponents. That is page 6. Then we start with we go to page 7 here, which are notes. Section 5-2 there. I'm going to divide everything by 3x, y. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. Then I'm going to take an x away from x to the 4th. That's x to the 3rd. I'm going to take a y away from x to y to the 3rd. So that's y squared. And we are going to see what's going on there. Air uploading videos. We are going to try to fix that. Fantastic. Okay, so divide everything by 3xy. Divide everything by 3. Take an x and a y away from everything. So number 2 here, divide everything again by 3xy. 18 divided by 3 is 6. X squared. Take a y away. You have a y here, but you're taking it away. Plus 27 divided by 3 is 9. X to the 3rd, you're taking an x away. Y to the 2nd, you're taking a y away, and the z is staying. On 3, we have, we're going to divide everything by AB, so everything is losing an A, and every term is losing a B. On 4, we're going to divide everything by X, Y, so everything is losing 1 power of X and 1 of Y. Let's talk about synthetic division. All right, so when we ask what is x squared plus 3x minus 40 divided by x minus 5, I'm asking, is x minus 5 a factor, or is x equal 5 a solution? So what we're going to do is we're going to take what we're dividing by and set it equal to 0. It's very important that we get that right. That goes in what I call the cubby. So x minus 5 set it equal to 0. Is x equals 5 a solution? Here's what I write here horizontally. I'm starting with the x to the 2nd, and I need to write in a coefficient, a number for all of the powers of x, starting at 2 and going down to x to the 0. Okay, so negative 40 is negative 40 times x to the 0. All right, so I have x squared, 3x, and a negative 40. I'm really doing x squared, a single x squared divided by a single x. 1 divided by 1 gives me 1. So that is why I'm going to bring this number down in almost all the cases. Then I do 2 operations the entire time. I take the cubby number and I multiply it by this number down below. 5 times 1 gives me 5. And the second operation I do is I add the columns. Gives me 8. I take 5 and I multiply it by 8. That is 40. And then I add the columns. I get 0 here, which means there is no remainder. So yes, x equals 5 is the solution and x minus 5 is a factor. Now I had x squared and I divided by a power of x, just like up above, I would lose a power. So if I start with x squared, this would mean 1. X, what follows x? The constant. That constant's a positive 8 because it's plus 8. And that would be my answer. All right, so let's take a look at number 6. Same type of deal here. I'm going to take x minus 4. I'm going to set it equal to 0. I get x equals 4. That goes in the cubby again. 2x to the third minus 13x squared. 26 for 26x, negative 24 for the constant, or negative 24x to the 0. Again, I am doing 2x to the third divided by a single x. 2 divided by 1 is 2. 4 times 2 is 8. Add the column, negative 5. 4 times negative 5 is a negative 20. Add the column 6. 4 times 6 is 24. Add the column, I get 0. So yes, x minus 4 is a factor. X equals 4 is in fact a solution. Started with 2x to the third and divided by a power of x. So this would be 2x squared minus 5x plus 6 as my solution. That is what the 2, negative 5, and 6 mean. Okay, going to page 8 here, going to have our first examples with remainders. X plus 2, I said x plus 2 equal to 0, and I get negative 2. Negative 2 goes in the cubby, so I kind of did the work here. Again, I'm bringing this 4 down because 4 divided by 1 is 4. X to the fourth, I need to put something in for x to the third. There is no x to the third. That's why I put a 0. A 2 in for 2x squared. A negative 4 for negative 4x, and a 12 for the constant. Bring down the 4. Negative 2 times 4 is a negative 8. Add the column, get negative 8. Negative 2 times negative is a 16, add the column. Negative 2 times 18 is negative 36, add the column. Negative 2 times negative 40 is 80, add the column. You get 92. So no, x plus 2 is not a factor. You're left with a remainder. So if I started with 4x to the fourth and divided by a power of x, that is 4x to the third. Minus 8x squared plus 18x minus 40, that's the constant. This is a positive, so I write 92 over what I divided by. Okay, it's like when you do 71 divided by 4, you're left with 17 and 3/4. All right, so that is a remainder, and that's how we write it. 6x to the fourth we begin with. Divided by x minus 2, so I said x minus 2 equal to 0. I get x equals 2 in the cubby. That 6 is for 6x to the fourth. Negative 8x to the third. 0x squared. 12x. Negative 14x to the 0, which is the constant. Bring down the 6. 2 times 6 is 12. Add up the column, 4. 2 times 4 is 8. Add up the column, 8. 2 times 8 is 16. Add up the column, 28. 2 times 28 is 56. Add up the column, 42. 42 is the remainder. So I started with 6x to the fourth. I'm dividing by a power of x. So that's 6x to the third plus 4x squared plus 8x plus the constant 28 plus, because it's positive, 42 over x minus 2. Then here we go on number 9. Dividing by x plus 2, set x plus 2 equal to 0. You get x equals negative 2. Negative 2 goes in the cubby. 2x to the third, 3x squared, negative 4x, positive 15. Bring the 2 down. Negative 2 times 4 is a negative. Negative 2 times 2 is a negative 4. Add the column up, you get negative 1. Negative 2 times negative 1 is 2. Add the column, you get negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. Add up the column, you get 19 as your remainder. I started with 2x to the third. I divided by a power of x. That is 2x squared. Minus the single x, minus 2, plus the remainder, which is 19 over what I divided by, x plus 2. 10 is a doozy, a bunch of zeros here. I'm dividing by x minus 4, so x minus 4 equals 0. X equals 4 goes in the cubby. 1x to the fifth divided by 1x. That's why I bring the 1 down. 1x to the fifth, 0x to the fourth. Negative 4x to the third. Positive 4x squared, but I got to go all the way down to x to the 0. So 0x and then 0 for my constants. Bring down the 1. 4 times 1 is 4. Add that column up. 4 times 4 is 16. Add that column up. 4 times 12 is 48. Add that column up. 4 times 52 is 208. Add that column up. 4 times 208 is 832. Your remainder is 832. That's x to the 5th. Bring it down a power. That's x to the 4th plus 4x to the 3rd plus 12x squared plus 52x plus the constant 208 plus 832 over what you're dividing by. There's really no limit to what these remainders can be, unlike regular division. Set x plus 2 equal to 0. Negative 2 goes in the cubby. 1x to the 3rd, 11x squared, negative 10x, 6. No zeros to place in there. Bring the 1 down. Negative 2 times 1 is a negative 2. Add the column up. Negative 2 times 9 is a negative 18. Add the column up. Negative 2 times negative 28 is 56. Add the column up. 1 stands for, again, you divide, you're losing a power of x. So x to the 3rd would turn into x squared plus 9x minus 28 plus, because it's a positive, that remainder 62 over x plus 2. Okay, 2 more on this page. 4 x to the 3rd minus 12x squared, 0x, 7. Set x plus 1 equal to 0. Negative 1 goes in the cubby. Bring down the 4. Negative 1 times 4 is a negative 4. Add up the column. Negative 1 times negative 16 is 16. Add up the column. Negative 1 times 16 is a negative 16. Add up the column. Negative 9 is the remainder. Start with 4x to the 3rd. I lose a power of x. That's 4x squared minus 16x plus 16. This time I have a negative the remainder, so minus 9 over x plus 1. All right, so I can handle this 2 ways. First way is I'm going to set 2x plus 2 equal to 0. I get x equals negative 1. Okay, bring the 2 down. Negative 1 times 2 is a negative 2. Add up the column. Now you're going to make this into a negative 8x also. Then negative 1 times negative is 8. Add them up, you get 0. Negative 1 times 0 is 0. Add them up, you get another 0. So it's looking like my answer is 2x squared minus 8x. But notice I have a 2x to the 3rd divided by 2x. That would be 1x squared. So how in the world am I getting an answer of 2x squared? Well, I need to divide that 2x squared there. I need to divide everything by 2. So in my answer, I divide by 2. And that works out well because I had no remainder. If I would have had a remainder, I might want to think about long division there. So I get x squared minus 4x. Now, if I divide everything by 2 right away, can I luck out with a remainder of 0? I still have negative 1 in the cubby, but a 1x to the 3rd, negative 3x squared, negative 4x, 0. And I get x squared minus 4x right away. Hence why it said be careful. All right, so in the next part, we just have we have some more notes, I believe, on page 9. So it's the same thing as saying x to the 3rd plus 3x squared minus 5x minus 4 divided by x plus 4. Negative 4 goes in the cubby. 1x to the 3rd, 3x squared, negative 5x, negative 4. Bring the 1 down. Negative 4 times 1 is a negative 4. Add them up. Negative 4 times negative 1 is a 4. Add them up. Negative 4 times negative 1 is a 4. Add them up. Goes in cleanly. You start with x to the 3rd divided by a power of x. So that is 1x squared minus a single x minus 1. 15 here. Again, you're dividing by x plus 3, so negative 3 goes in the cubby. Set x plus 3 equal to 0. Bring down the 1. Multiply and add. Multiply and add. Negative 3 times negative 4 is 12. Add them up. Negative 9 is your remainder. You started with x to the 3rd, so that 1 is 1x squared minus a single x minus 4, your constant, minus 9, which is your remainder, over what you were dividing by, x plus 3. Then, finishing up here, last one on synthetic division on this page, dividing by x plus 2, so set x plus 2 equal to 0. Negative 2 is negative 2 a solution. 3x to the 5th, 5x to the 4th, 0x to the 3rd, 0x squared, a single x 5, bring the 3 down. Negative 2 times 3 is a negative 6. Add them up. Negative 2 times negative 1 is 2. Add them up. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. Add them up. Negative 2 times negative 4 is 8. Add them up. Negative 2 times 9 is a negative 18. Add them up. Started with 3x to the 5th. You divided by a power of x. So that is 3x to the 4th minus x cubed plus 2x squared minus 4x plus 9 minus 13 over what you're dividing by. 17, you're going to divide everything by 14 CD. 28 divided by 14 is 2. Take a C away, C squared. Take a D away, D. Minus, 21 divided by 14 is 1.5, no decimals. So actually divide I'm just going to write it 21 over 14 because I'm dividing everything by 14 in C and D. Take the C away. Take 1D away. 21 over 14 is 3 over 2. On 18, divide everything by a negative. Don't want a negative in the denominator, AB. You might be like, well, that might be an issue over here. But 1 divided by negative 1 is a negative 1. Take an A away. Take a B away. Negative divided by negative is a plus. A squared over A is A. Take the B away. 2 divided by negative 1 is a minus 2. Take the B away. This one didn't have an A, so you're still going to have the A in the denominator. And that page was solely notes. Page 10, that was the last big notes page here. Page 10, there's the work and the answer. It's a review over 5-1. Power to a power. Send the negative exponents south. Here's number 6. 48 divided by 6 puts the 8 in the denominator. What has more x's, top or bottom? Y is top or bottom? Z is top or bottom? On 7, you want to clean this up. X to the second will be down below. Y to the fifth will be up top. 3 to the third is 27. Then you have a power to a power. On 8, 5 to the fourth is 625. Then you have a bunch of powers to powers. So you multiply the exponents. X to the 12th would go south. It was a negative exponent north. Positive exponent south. We're about to have the end of video. Now number 2. So 10. Multiply everything by 4 here. Multiply everything by a negative 2. And then combine like terms. On 12, 3 terms by 2 terms is 6 terms. Again, I'm just multiplying 3x squared times 2x. 3x squared times negative 1. Negative 5x times 2x. Negative 5x times negative 1. 4 times 2x. 4 times a negative 1. 3 terms by 2 terms, x squared times x squared times a negative 3, 2x times x, 2x times a negative 3, 4 times x, 4 times a negative 3, combine the like terms. Again, this page you will most likely finish on your own. Then page 12, the last one in this now probably second video here. Divide everything by 5x squared. 15 divided by 5 is 3. Take 2 away from the exponent. 5 divided by 5. Negative 5 divided by 5 is a negative 1. To take 2 away from that exponent. 40 divided by 5 is 8. Loses both of its x's. Divide everything by 6x. Same thing as number 1. Okay, subtract a single power, a number 1 from each of the exponents for x. Divide everything by 6. Synthetic division, dividing by x plus 3. X plus 3 equals 0 gives me a negative 3 in the cubby. 3x to the third, 7x squared. Negative 4x and a positive 3 for the constant. 3 divided by 1 gives me 3, so bring the 3 down. Negative 3 times 3 is a negative 9. Add the column. Negative 3 times negative 2 is 6. Add the column. Negative 3 times 2 is a negative 6. Add the column. My remainder is a negative 3. 3x to the third, I divide by a single power of x, so that's 3x squared. Minus 2x plus 2 minus 3 over what I'm dividing by. 4 divide by x minus 5, so x minus 5 equals 0. 5 goes in the cubby. Bring the 1 down, multiply and add, multiply and add, multiply and add, multiply and add. Remainder of 0, so yes, x minus 5 is a factor. Started with x to the 4th, so that's x to the 3rd, plus 2x squared minus x minus 2. And that is the end of the first half of this game plan. This is Yak Math Videos signing out.